All right, so I should be recording the screen. I mentioned in our last tutorial, I showed how to use the physics engine of Unity to make the kick of the character actually move the objects. Something I wasn't sure was possible, but it is. Here I've added something else. I'm just going to show you the code. You can come back to this and look at it here. So I'm literally just public class kick mono behavior. So that's the basically opening for all codes, all scripts, and this is all my code here. It's in the public class mono behavior between the curly brackets there. So I've created a serialized field. I'm still not sure the difference, but that is similar to a public variable. It will create a field for me to type in a value in the inspector, and I've called it speed. It's an integer, and then I have a function called on collision enter, and the collision and other are the arguments here. If other dot game object dot compare tag equals targeted. Now this is a target I'll have to create. I just gave it a name. Then this is the then part. Vector3 dir. So I'm giving it a name. Actually, you know what? I'm not using that code. Okay, that's cruft. Little teaching moment. Cruft is code you're not actually using, and you can delete it. Other dot game object dot get component rigid body add force vector3 up times speed force mode impulse. What all this means is if the other, so I'm going to have a collision. If the thing it collides with is a game object, I get the game object, I get the tags, and I see if it's targeted. So if it's targeted, then this will affect it, and if not, we'll just have the regular physics. So we can play with that. Like there might be objects that I can kick harder. This is kind of adding kung fu to my kick. So if the game, if whatever it is I collide with, if we compare its tags and find that it's targeted, then the game object that we've kicked, we're going to get the component rigid body, and we're going to add force vector3 up times speed, which is the variable we created here, and the force mode we're going to add is impulse. So it'll happen all at once. So with that, I guess I need to save that because I deleted some cruft. So then here's my character, and he still has, I don't know if I've called it boot in the other one, but he has on his right foot a null object. I call them null objects. We create them empty objects, and that empty object has a box collider, and the box collider has this script that I just showed you. That's the only difference. And then this box has in it some extra colliders. The way I showed in the last, you can see here the cube itself has rigid body here, and then and then these targets. These targets have been added, so they are box colliders. They are empty objects, just like I have on the kicker. It's just to, maybe I can demonstrate this. This egg shape here does not have any extra colliders, and we may see what happens here. Let's look at the kicker here. Here's the script, and I've given it a speed of 30, quite high speed, right? The box here has a mass of 3, and the sphere a mass of 1. Why don't we make the sphere, the sphere has a less of a mass, so it should be more affected by the speed of the kick. So on the kicker, I've added on the script here. This is the serialized port here. So, all right, let's see what happens. Remember that the code said up. There we go. So I can make it less ridiculous by making the mass of the box greater. or the speed lower, but I wanted to show it in its full glory. So here's this, and so this has a lower mass, so it goes even higher. Point being, there's no internal, and also it doesn't seem to roll the way I think it should, this egg shape, but I don't know if the physics in Unity is quite up to that. The point here is that without the internal, well, in fact, we can try it. I think I can just turn these off. Yeah, I'm not absolutely certain what if these check marks actually do what I think they do. I want to turn off the box colliders, but yeah, no, it's working fine. I do want to just point out that with this kind of force, we're adding force. It's really important that the boot should be like behind the toe. Otherwise, you kick it 30 feet into the air when you're just walking up against it. So this boot or this kicker is well behind the toe. Extra. I forgot to mention in my previous video. I think I can add this to the end, so you'll never know. But here it is. This item here, which I can kick with the kind of extra Kung Fu Jet Li style kick. It has to be targeted. It has to have a tag called targeted, because in my code, as you recall, I have this targeted here. So if the other game object has a tag called targeted, then apply this force vector 3. This says right, but I think in the video it says up. And so I just saved that. And so in order for the kick to have that extra kick, as it were, I need to add a tag. This sphere also has the targeted tag, and the way to create targeted is a tag I created. All these other tags are built in to not armor, that's also created in class. All these other tags are built into Unity, but you can create tags like this, add tag. You can see my added tags. I hit plus and add a third one here. I'll call it pink. So I want to target, if I want to make something tagged pink, I can have a pink tag. And then when I go back to the inspector for an object, I can make this a pink tag, but then the kick won't work on this sphere. Not that it works well on this sphere. I don't have any extra colliders. That's the a bit I left out of the previous video.